What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is September 25th, 2023. It's a Monday, 6:20 p.m. and we're already closed for the day. Today's activity is super busy, super busy, and very highly profitable. I sold a lot of truck tires, high quality semi-truck tires, and you know how it is with the semi-truck tires, is high profit. So I was able to get very high profits on those just alone. It would have been more than enough to make the day, but we were very busy period with our shop. We sold new tires. We sold discounted new tires. Sold a lot of used, a lot of patches and labors. It was just an amazing day. A lot of activity, a lot of sales, a lot of tires gone. A lot of customers are happy. Makes us happy. Old customers, happy to see them. Always a pleasure. Yeah, but I wanted to talk to you about something that a lot of people don't understand. I want to make it very clear, at least for one person. This is for you, but yeah, this is something a lot of people don't understand how business works in general. Just because no one has taught them this. I learned this information because I myself will go on myself to seek for self-education, not education from school, right? You know, a lot of tire shop guys, we learn on the streets. We learn that by doing business. We learn by doing. That's why I love the tire shop business. Is you can clearly see your results when you do something good or when you do something bad. It's very clear. Just an example, like when we got in on last Friday, we got in a bunch of 225 4018s and high quality. They're actually, a lot of them are up there, high tread. And we got some more. I forgot what we have them. Put them on the rack. I'm not sure. I think they're down there. I don't know. The point is that we got a bunch of good ones. And normally I sell them for let's say 50 plus tax. Sometimes I'll just sell them for 45 plus tax. But because we had a bunch of really high tread ones, and I was like, I think I get more. I'm gonna go 55 plus tax, right? And that's what you gotta always remind yourself, by paying attention to the market. So we told them 55 plus tax, and right away the customer was like, no thank you, and was gone. If we would have put the regular price, I'm pretty sure he would have bought it, man. It was my mistake, but it happens. You just right away though, I just next customer, you know, put the regular price, even though it's a high tread tire, just this price. All right, cool, let's do it. Sold, right? But you know, $5 can't make a difference. It's true. $5 can't make a difference, and so you gotta adjust real fast. And clearly, it was a mistake of mine. I was trying to go a little bit too much, and it was a fail. So that's just an example of how clearly you can see things in the tire shop business. Is pretty much people are used to paying one price, and it doesn't work if you go a little bit more sometimes, right? Anyways, but for this video, I think it's gonna be a very important one, and a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to metros and city populations, and why does things work like this. I didn't invent it. I only learned about it, and it is what it is, and that's it. You can't do nothing about it. I'm just gonna put it like that. like when it comes to this kind of stuff, it was made for these reasons. All right, so we got populations, we got cities that make income on average, medium household income in cities. We got medium household, medium home prices, and we got unemployment rates. We got diversified employment, which means not just one major or two big major companies that pretty much create the town. It's more like there's a diverse type of businesses, or let's say like hospitals. Let's talk about like military in the cities or nearby cities. Big corporations are good too, like big factories, single location big factories, but multiple ones. Let's say like Amazon, multiple ones, not just a Walmart, but multiple Walmarts. Out here we got like a few Walmarts per city. I mean, there's like, they go off of okay, if there's this many people, this is the medium income. Let's measure traffic. Let's measure highway traffic. It's kind of like a secondary meter and not a main meter, but it is important, but it's not as important as people in the city, and it's not important as income. Population, I'm sorry, again, we're talking about unemployment rates. That can be pretty important, but we gotta measure everything as a whole. We gotta measure the United States, every single metro there is. So across the whole United States is divided into parts of land, parts of kind of like counties, but it's not a county. In a metro, they can be some counties. If it's a huge one, they can just be one county. But for the most part, it's mostly some counties, a few counties. So we have these pockets of lands, right? Circles, and each one is called a metro. And those are important, very important. And then we have cities inside those metros, and those are very important too. Some will call it they're equally as important. Some call it cities are more important. Some say metros are more important. But I'm gonna just go with metros are more important than cities. So in these, let's say, pockets of lands, right, all across the United States, I don't know how the government, how big or how small they counted these metros, but they're there, and they have a number of population. And so you got to understand that these are a fixed amount, and it changes with the census every 4 years or whatever. They update the metros, they update the city populations, and so in my opinion, 30,000 population is important for a city to have minimum 30,000 people. And the metro should be 100,000 people minimum. So do this if you live, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest and you feel there's not a lot of people. This is gonna be probably an important exercise. But think about how big your city is, right? How many people are in your city? And then you're gonna go bigger, and you're gonna look into the metro. So how do you find out this information? You gotta go to bestplaces.com or org, bestplaces.org. And also, I think it's allcitydata also.org. I think there's two websites that give you the very good information about very accurate information. They're identical because they get this, the information from the counties and all that. So, but I like to use bestplaces. Is it .net or .org? I don't think it's .com, but pretty much you can put like your city name and then your state, and then put bestplaces.net or whatever it is. Put enter on Google search and it'll come out, and then click on it and it goes into the website, and right there it's going to show you the whole medium income, the whole the crime compared to the rest of the country, unemployment. So get your numbers, check out your numbers. If your city has more than 30,000 population in the city and more than 100,000 on the metro, where's the metro at? So you gotta go down in that website and look for the metro button, and it'll say like the cities nearby, and it'll say like metro, like it says like your city and then metro or whatever county and metro right there. You click on it, so now it'll go to the next page, and now you go to the metro page, which is bigger numbers, right? Now there's more people in the city. I'm sorry, more people in the metro, and then more people in the more medium income, hopefully, right? So now look at those numbers. Those numbers should be on that metro. It should be over 100,000 if it's a good one. And I want to say it like this: if it's a good one, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you're on that best places now, if you're looking for that metro and you don't find it on the page, if you don't find the metro, then that's pretty much it. Like that's it. Like there's no metro. Like what you see is what you get. How much population is in your city? So let me tell you this a little bit about myself, LA Mambo, right? So I like to watch videos of small towns on YouTube because I don't travel. So like I just like, there's everything real clear. They go to different places and all that, right? So I like small towns. I just like, they look cool. Like I've been around the city my whole life, and it's just like I don't go out because I'm always working and building. And so okay, what's the best place you're gonna travel? YouTube. I mean, it's all in there, right? So I love to watch this stuff, but so I like it, but I wouldn't want to do business in it. Out here we're in Cali, it's very expensive. I always talking about expensive properties and all that. Well, everything's correlation with what the price and demand is. It just drives up the property because everybody wants it, and it is what it is, right? But when it comes to small towns, because there's not really any demand for the real estate, it's super cheap. So me, as in like a business owner with a tire shop really doing good and all that, I can go buy properties, just say in these small towns, but I wouldn't do it. I will not do it. It's like, it would be a bad move pretty much. Even though the prices are so cheap, it's like 10 times cheaper than what we have here. No joke. I mean, over here we got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 700,000. or more. In those small towns, you get it for like 70,000, 10 times less. I'm not playing. When they say California is just the same numbers but add a zero to the end, it's true. It's like everything's 10 times more expensive. Kind of, right? Kind of. But when it comes to real estate, you know, the bigger the numbers, the closer that is true. But I wouldn't do business in those small cities. I wouldn't buy properties there. I mean, I don't know anybody out there, period. But what I'm saying is, like, I want my money to grow. I want income. I want all the good stuff when it comes to like investing in real estate. But I wouldn't do that because, number one, the banks don't like it. The banks, it's hard to get financing for those kind of properties because they don't want to go into those places. Though that's okay, where's that property located? And you tell them where, and then like, oh yeah, we don't do financing there. Why do you think that? Because there's a lot less demand for everything. Why? Because there's a lot less people. And then you might be saying, yeah, that's true. Well, no shit. Like, yeah, it's less people, less, people are going to buy shit, right? But it's a lot more than that. You got to understand that everything is like, I don't know what the word is. I'm not a YouTube star and stuff, like, but it's kind of like everything's kind of like multiplied. There you go. When it comes to like everything, so like if there's no demand for something, then it multiplies. There's even worse demand than in those places, right? And again, I'm not trying to talk bad about this. I'm just telling you the truth. I just want to be straight up. And this is where I'm going with the tire shop business. Well, what does all that have to do with the tire shop business? Well, you really have to understand that in order to understand what I'm about to tell you. So we got the city population, we got the metro. So we got demand there, right? Everything's based on supply and demand, right? So, and by the way, real quick, if you've been watching my channel for a while, and if you've seen like my first video, I put on my first video in the description what I talk about in the tire shop business. I'm talking about in a city of 30,000 people or more, in a metro of 100,000 people or more. And it doesn't mean it doesn't work in the small towns of America, but it is completely different when you talk about the small town when it comes to business. Because I'm not gonna have any trouble like living where I'm at, selling X amount of like goals, volumes, because the demand is there, the population is there that wants it. What I gotta do is I gotta like show it to them, and then they can come and get it. So if I'm not marketing, if I'm not showing it to their eyeballs, then they don't know I have it. They don't know I exist, right? My job is to like market to them, put it in front of their phone or whatever, in their phone. They see it and then they know where it's at, right? And it even goes more like crazy if we're talking about like, let's just say an Amazon business. Like there's even way more people looking at Amazon, their eyeballs are in Amazon, the customers, that once you make an item, right away they just start selling. So all the customers are already there waiting for like you to put the item and then it sells, right? This is a lot less with tires, a lot less, but it's still like a lot of demand. But if you have something, you post it and there's no like traction, then it's not, it's not really the product's problem, it's the demand. Because out here, I'll post it, just an example, with a crazy markets, and it grabs traction. It's just like, right away, I get activity, right? Just an example, I didn't, you saw my last video, right? So like, I was talking about the item I was gonna put on for sale, the tires. And I showed you it was the 245 40 18s. The Bridgestones. Well, here you go. Bridgestones 245 40 18s. This is what I was talking about. Well, I sold 2 of them today. They're gone, but I didn't post them. I was just using an example. Like if I post them and you know how many, you know, the 1031 and all that. Well, I didn't post them. Just one of my customers came. Hey, do you have these? Yes. How much? This? All right, cool. Just put them on. Let's go. Right. The demand is there. Like when you have a whole bunch of people, the numbers just start going backwards, going down, 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 and it's like, all right, you got traction. Okay, and one guy's gonna go. Okay, I'll take them. Right. So here we go. We're talking about someone that I know, not I know, but I've seen on my channel a couple times. Post, all right, check it out. We got a $70 tire that we can buy at a wholesale place, and Walmart and online sell it for $80, shipped. So we cannot mark it up that much because Walmart and online have it for 80, right? All I can do is sell it for the 15 on top of that. So I guess what you meant is sell it for 80 plus 15, so you make 25 bucks on the tire. Is what it was pretty much written. So again, it's like, why would the customers buy from me, the tire shop, when Walmart has it for 80 bucks and then plus labor? I don't know what Walmart charges for labor. Maybe they charge 15 bucks for labor. I don't know, but I mean, I have no problem competing with Walmart at all. But they just call it 15 bucks. And the tire at 80, so like they sell it for 95, right? 95 plus tax. So it's kind of like I can't put it more for that price because the customers are gonna go buy from Walmart or online instead, or they'll bring me the tire and then I sell it for 15 bucks, right? Well, it is true that Walmart can give you a lower price because they sell a lot more tires, or they mark it up a little bit, you know? And online too. Let's say they sell a lot more tires so they can mark it up a little bit. And so, yeah, that's true. But what I disagree on is you can only sell it for 95 bucks for what they sell it for. And this is for a few reasons. The main reason that I don't agree with that is because of supply and demand. If I have the tire, the trailer tire, we're talking about this trailer tire, and I want 100 bucks for it, let's just say, or no, that's too close to the, let's just say 105 or 110. If I buy it for 70, I'll sell it for like 110 plus tax, right? And so Walmart's price is 95, and then I have $15 more on top of that, right? So now the numbers make sense, correct? Like, oh yeah, if I post it online, it's worth me putting it at 110. I make profit on that tire that I bought for 70, and now it's a business. Now I can make money from it, right? Well, here's the thing. There's a few different things about this. First of all, Walmart does not always have the tires in stock. If you understand business, like, and I know this because I've been around this for many years, Walmart will order you the tire from where you buy it, and then they'll sell it when then they get it. So like they'll get the order, they'll buy it from one of the smaller or bigger places, whatever. They'll get the tire and then they'll call the guy, hey, can you come pick it up? You know, yeah, a lot of times they do have tires in stock, but most of the time they're just like us. They order too. They just order, and then and I tell you this because I've seen this all over my life, my whole life. There's like, you know, not everybody's really good at tires. Like, I'm sure whoever wrote this is better than the Walmart sales manager, right? I've seen where they order, and you know, the guy's just a sales manager. He's not like the owner, right? He's like infinite money. They can just order and do whatever they want. And then I don't know if they're trying to get like, you know, Falcon program or something. Like I'm on my Falcon program. Every time I freaking order like a tire over, I don't know, over 40 tires or something per 3 quarters per quarter, that I get every single tire I sell, I get like, I don't know, $2 a tire or something like that. And then it doesn't matter if I return them after, you know, I made my money. They don't care, right? Well, I don't do that. I mean, I'm way too busy for that kind of shit, right? But like, these guys will return a whole bunch of inventory to the place where they bought it. And how do I know that? Because I talk to the freaking drivers. Everybody in the tire business, man, you should be talking to all the time. Communication, see what's going on in their places. You know, make friends with other tire shop owners, other workers, everywhere. Like I was talking today, another side story, but I don't know, I should get into it. I should probably talk to you later. But never mind. This happened today too. But anyway, so they also order, and yeah, they can mark it up a little bit and they'll sell it. You can also do that, by the way, because I'm pretty sure Walmart's getting for the same price you are, mister. But I know you don't want to make the $10. I know you want to make like what I make, right? If I'll sell like for like $115, and not only you, but every tire shop owner wants to do the same, because you got bills too, you got expenses and all that. So anyways, the supply and demand, right? So like, when I was talking about the 1031, when I market, so I post, I'll make an ad, 15 minutes, I post it, it goes live. There's millions of people looking, potentially, but not millions of people are looking for what you have, only a few 100,000. And then from there, even less than those actually click and look what you have, because at that time only certain amount of people are looking for tires of their size. So from there they look, and then from there some don't even hit you up, they just, you know, skip, and then they'll, you know, hit up, you know, some of them will hit you up, few of them, and it goes to like 10 people hit you up, and then 3 people are interested and 1 buys, right? Well, with the numbers, the 1031, the 1031, the 1031, 1031, 10 people look, 3 hit you up, and 1 buy. In the bigger markets, the numbers go pretty fast. It's going and going. You're not even working. Like, you're doing your mounting tires and all this shit and freaking giving people quotes on, you know, all these, you know, renting people U-Hauls, right? But the numbers are working without you being there. They're just working. And then, bam, it lands. The one person was, hey, I want to buy them. I need those tires. Where you at? And then they'll come, right? So then, with the smaller towns, those numbers are a lot slower. Like, Mr. I forgot the name you put on there, but I also get those problems. But the thing is, like, because there's so many people, they just go out fast. They just weed out fast. Like, it just, like, okay, next, like, and another one comes right away. So if you're like in a smaller town and they hit you up way slower, then like for me it could be like someone hits me up on like, oh yeah, that's the price and that's it. They want the price of 95. Just an example, like in their mind they have a price, so I want to pay 95 for the tire, but I have it for 110, let's just say, or 115. Then it pretty much goes and it leaves. Like it could be like an hour later someone hits me up again because there's like so many people looking, or another hour later someone hits me up, right? But for like people that have a lot less population, it could be like a day later someone hits you up, or it could be a week later someone hits you up. The numbers are a lot slower. And that's the problem with the small towns. That's the problem. That's why banks don't want to lend to like properties that are like in the small towns, because it could be like, okay, I want to sell, like I'm having financial problems or whatever, I want to sell my property in my small town. All right, let me list it. It could be freaking years till someone buys that property, and they don't want to go to that. They don't want to, like, certain banks, yes, like the small local ones, yes, it's pretty much, investor money or maybe private money. But when it comes to like the big national banks, like most don't want to go into the market because, like, man, it could be forever till we get our money back, or it could be a lot of different problems. It could be like no one pays, or I mean not no one pays, but like people doesn't pay the mortgage, or every time late or something. I don't know. But if they go into a big city and it's like, man, a lot of people making money, they're gonna have no problem paying it. Yeah. Payment, everybody's being paid, right? They want to sell it right away, like 10 offers, everybody's fighting for that property. With the tire sales, like post, sell. But if you go with a small town, it's like post the property, it could be like, man, 6 months later you sell it or something. And or tire sales, like you put them as like, man, months later or something it sells, but it could be like weeks later, just an example. If you're putting like, a bunch of different stuff on there. Or like, again, the people hitting you up. It could be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, gone, okay, cool, right? Move forward. Next one. But in a small town, it can be like, man, I really depend on each person to buy because like, there ain't a lot of traffic. There's not a lot of movement. So I really gotta try hard to grasp these like customers, because like if not, I could not make any sales for this day, and maybe I'm negative for the day and I have to pay my employee out of pocket, let's just say. And that makes a huge difference. And I mean, it's like you're going into business to make money, and then it's like, well, what if you make the money but super slow, not enough to like, pay the workers for the day, or I mean, whatever it is. But time is money. It's got to be made like pretty quick, or if not, it's like how long do you want to make $50? You want to make it like for the day, or do you want to make like the $50 for the hour? And you can decide that. Well, like, just an example, like the amount of traffic that you want to have in. I mean, it's cool. You can make like 50 hours for 2 hours or whatever. I'm cool with that, without ever stopping though, but I would like to make more like $300 an hour, $800 an hour, than the $50 every 3 hours or whatever. So everything plays a big role when it comes to population and in the metros. More importantly, the metros. But I really would include both of them. I'll include the city also in there with the populations. So if you're in a small town and you're watching some of my videos and you're saying, man, I can't even picture like what he's talking about. Like, there's so many tires, like, buying 450 tires every week, just an example, right? Like, the reason is because out here in Cali, I'm talking about populations over 30,000, metros over 100,000. Actually, here in Cali, where I'm at, it's millions of people in the metros, and I think it's also like, I don't know, in the city, I think this city is like 120,000 people or something like that, 175 or I don't know. I mean, it's real big. They're going every year, so and I'm not just like saying this because like, oh yeah, like I'm putting anybody down or like I'm trying to look cool or something, but I'm just telling you like this is the way it works. Like, and it goes for anything with real estate, with any other type of business, is that you gotta really have those numbers down. So and by the way, this took me so long to learn. Like, I knew the numbers, I knew what what they were saying, but it just wouldn't register in my mind. Like, it just wouldn't. Why is that so important? Like, okay, I know I gotta do this, but why is that so important? Like, I know I gotta buy a property in these numbers, but why is that so important? And it just took me like, I don't know, it took me like 6 months to a year to register that. Like, the reason it's so important is because if I have a leaking, you know, plumbing freaking situation at my property, you know, I have like 10 plumbers to choose from that I know, and anyone, like, if one's not available, the other one is. If one's not available, then the other one is. Then compared to like, I only know one plumber and this guy's like in vacation, I don't know no one that can fix this, you know, plumbing situation, that there's like a bunch of water leaking and shit. Like that's an emergency. Like, no one can like handle that, right? Like, or the price is like, okay, like the prices of like, okay, I have 10 plumbers to choose from. Let me get the best price I like, the best guy, or whatever you want to choose, compared to like, I only have this one option, this one guy that give me this price and he can charge me a lot, and I'm screwed. I have to deal with this guy. There's no other guy who's gonna do this job, or that I trust, because, you know, everybody else are crooks. Just an example. It's a huge, it's really, really big, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. Like, hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. But population plays a huge role in the tire shop business. You have to have it. If you don't have it, you're gonna have big problems. And if you don't have it, then a lot of things I'm saying in these videos is not gonna really apply to what you guys have going on in the small town tire shops. And again, it could be really similar, but it's not the same thing. I mean, we're talking about the volume business, but what if there's not a lot of customers, a lot of people to handle the volume business? Now you're gonna have to switch your business model to, I sell less tires and I'm gonna have to make more margin on the tires, and I'm not gonna be able to transition my business to the next level, which is selling on volume, because there's not enough demand for the tires. Like, it just doesn't work, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the whole situation. I believe that, yes, there is those problems, but there's a lot of other people that are willing to pay the $115. There's a lot more other people that are willing to pay the $115. People that value their time more, and people that are gonna make more money with that time than just like thinking about, oh, I'm gonna save $15 on this, and oh, I want to get the tire now that this tire shop guy has it in stock, compared to I gotta wait like a day or two to get the tire because I need it now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons, but mainly I hope you understood that the biggest difference is the population. It's like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that want that tire for $115, compared to like, there's only maybe one in town. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll see you guys next time. Mamba out.